Hello everybody, welcome back to another wonderful episode of the WAYMOE SPOTCAST. My name's Charlie, this is Kaisha. Today we're joined by our wonderful guest, John from AutoShenanigans. Are you from AutoShenanigans or are you AutoShenanigans? He is John AutoShenanigans, who is definitely not stood off camera waiting for us to...
Currently he is invisible, but in about 10 minutes time the invisibility will wear off and he will spawn.
Ooh, S-Type, that's nice. I do like an S-Type. You're not a fan, are you a fan of a Jag?
Yes.
Fairs. So yeah, hello everybody. Episode 45, I think. We're on to our new schedule of 2 weeks. Taking it easy. Are you enjoying the 2 weeks?
I mean, not presently because it hasn't started for us yet, but...
You can't ruin the movie magic.
Well...
Yes. What we've been up to much? Have you been up to much? We've been up to loads. Are we telling them about the TV show?
No.
No? Film with Drive Tribe, can we talk about that?
Yes.
Shout out Drive Tribe. We filmed with Drive Tribe, that was good fun. Dashwood's been involved with nothing. We've kept him out of the loop.
He's been making stones.
He's been making stones, yes. We found out the Dashwoods were a family that owned a lot of land somewhere.
Yes, that is something that we found out. We went to, we invited ourselves to Lonely Pony's house again, and they gave us all of the gossip about the Dashwood
family. The local
family.
law, yeah.
Yeah, and their orgies in that golden ball thing.
Well, they said that orgies were in the golden ball, but the golden ball's like that big.
I could have an orgy in that space.
It's like a one-person room.
Yeah, and?
Fair enough.
Mate, you take up far less space when you're inside each other.
Okay, that's disgusting. I'm so glad this is the conversation that we're having currently. Has that sign always been bent in the bottom?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes!
That's a nice blue.
Yeah, GSI as well. So much going on.
Currently, the thing that is most pressing on my mind right now is how fucking humid it is. I hate it.
I might lose the jacket, if I'm honest.
I might start crying.
Start crying.
There's
no sunlight. I'm not used to there being heat without sunlight.
Yeah, I don't like it. Was there a storm last night?
Must have been. There was so much. We've not had rain in ages. And then bits were flooding on the way here.
And then I got in the micro and the seat was wet, so
Did you forget to put the seats forward?
Yeah.
You got complacent, girl.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, very excited about today's guest. How much do you know about today's guest?
Motorways.
Motorways. So today's guest is one of the only YouTube videos where I try and put it on you, like, no, we're not watching a video about motorways. That's a you time thing, which is fair enough. I love it. I'll watch it for hours. But you can do building engines, you'll watch a video for.
Yeah, we
But motorways, you're like, that's a Charlie time. What do you know about motorways?
Me?
You a big fan of motorways?
No, not really.
No. So not a fan of our guest is what you're telling me?
That's not... Why are you painting this picture of me? I have not ever
Got a Saab as well. This. You hate my Saab.
Okay.
Yeah, so we filmed with Drive Tribe, Izzy Hammond, which was good fun.
That should be coming out in July?
July, yeah. LG channel 1300.
Amazing.
We did the cool wall.
We did. It was so fun. I feel like we've watched so many different iterations of the cool wall.
That's cool.
It was really fun to do it.
Yes, they've got the new little twist on the cool wall.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Tiger Bus. That didn't sound healthy. So what was it? As well as rating the car, we had to pair it with a scenario.
Yes. And that scenario was locked in, so you couldn't use it for another car.
Can you remember any of the scenarios? There was an Audi A2 delivering eggs at one point.
Yes.
Was that too many spoilers?
Yeah, that is a spoiler from the actual
Yes, Nissan
episode.
Note.
I think one of the previous ones was like giving a lift to the king.
Yes, that was Richard Hammond's one, I think, in a Jeep.
Yeah, so you had to rate both the scenario and the car itself, which is...
Pretty cool.
It was fun.
Because you could have a really cool car, but a really lame scenario.
True.
Yeah, like filming a podcast in a sub.
Yes.
Which you're still sitting in the back of.
Yeah.
Getting that fixed next week, hopefully. Shout out to Saab.
I feel like they're going to open it up and find like a rat's nest or something. And they'll be like, sorry, you have to get rid of this car now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting rid of it.
Then you'll have to take my car, so please don't get rid
No,
of
I'll get something else.
No, you won't.
Ferrari, Lamborghini. If you could pick what car I had, what would you pick?
Volvo 740.
740, not 850R. No.
No. And I would make you put me on the insurance so that I can steal it all the time.
No,
and you know how it feels to have your car taken.
But then I just use the Micra, which is good fun.
Well, that's awesome. I would get you a car that I would want so that I don't have to deal with the maintenance of it, but I still get to drive it whenever I want.
Yeah, fair enough. But you wouldn't... talking of the Micra, bought wheels for the Micra finally,
Yes.
which are RSL Cadets, which are like a Volkswagen Dubber kind of wheel. It's going to look like a tank.
Yeah, I'm excited.
15-inch wheels, big chunky tyres.
Big chunkies.
Big
yeah,
chunky.
I want to put some. I want to put some fog lights on her.
When you're putting a body kit on it, is the question.
Never.
Never?
No, I'm gonna have that car for maybe a year,
Fez.
and then she's going.
Oh, Skeeky Bakes. Yes, Bedford Taxi. Fucking
Very
hell.
white.
Very white. What is that, a Peugeot? Is it a Bipper? Or a
Those
partner?
rims are crazy.
Yeah, they're like a hub. Wait, are they actually rim?
No, they must be hubcaps. Surely they are.
I don't know.
Mental.
Is that another taxi? That's a very taxi-esque car. Is it a Bipper or is it a partner?
I don't know. I don't know why you're interested.
Partner. Yes, 2-litre Mondeo.
Yippee.
Do you like them?
Got those little silly exhausts.
Well, they sound nice. Dual exhausts. Sports car, mate.
Literally sounded like one.
Sounded like a sports car. We have not had one interesting car yet, have we? Oh yeah, we're outside Cafe in the Machine in Bedford.
Yes.
If you hadn't worked that out. What's the date? 24th?
Yep.
And the exact time?
Is 12:53 and 32 seconds.
And I think it's about 20 degrees.
I don't think it's 20 degrees. I just think it's like really, really thick.
Oh, you're going for the feels like.
Yeah, feels like crap.
Oh, hello. We got a rev then. We're going to get some sporty driving. Go on. Yeah.
All right, mate.
That is the calmest Insignia driver I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
Anything else to talk about? Have we got anything else coming up? Well, it's our 1-year anniversary. It's our 1-year anniversary in a week, but for them that would have been like 2 weeks ago. That was fun. I hear a car.
Congratulations to us.
Oh, riding the curb a bit.
I
It's
feel
a
like
plane, I think.
we've gotten over the suicide bit. Like, I feel like if we were going to kill ourselves from the pressure of this, it would have been in the last year.
You reckon?
Yeah, we're over
Fez?
that bit. Now we don't need to.
We don't need to.
Yeah.
Like it was a need.
not
a want,
required
not a
anymore.
need, not a want.
Yeah.
Fez. You reckon? You reckon you passed with the hardest bit?
I definitely think that's sick as fuck. I think that it was one of the hardest bits.
Wagon R.
Yay.
Wagon R Plus.
Look
what does
at
the plus
it.
add? Does it mean it's longer?
We don't get a Wagon R in this country. We only get
Get
the
a
Wagon R
Wagon R
Plus.
Plus.
So
that a car
I'm
fact?
pretty sure that the Plus is a little bit bigger.
Maybe. Maybe the Wagon R's only a 3-door. I do feel like I could push that over. I could like grab the roof rack and pull it over.
If you just hold it with one hand, it's not going anywhere. It would be like fully
yeah,
spinning
yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
Look how thin those tyres are.
Yeah,
That's
those are bike
crazy.
tyres. That's crazy.
Anyway.
Cumcoat. Is that Cumcoat? That's Cumcoat, right?
No, it's just white.
That's Cumcoat.
No, it's not pearlescent.
That is pearlescent.
No, it was not pearlescent.
That was a cummy BMW, and I'm dying on that hill.
No.
Well, with that, I should welcome our guest, John, AutoShenanigans.
Yippee!
Thanks, I've been standing around for ages.
You must do a lot of standing around when you're normally filming, I could imagine.
All the time at the side of the road. I'm quite used to this. It's nice to have a chair.
So
Yeah, I
if
can
you
imagine.
don't know AutoShenanigans, he's sort of the same level of sad as us, just standing at the side of the road.
Speak for yourself.
Have you also been called an unemployed loiterer?
Yeah, by
you?
my mum, mainly.
Oh, no.
Actually, no, I'm lucky. My mum's a big fan. My mum's always basking us standing at the side of the road.
I'm sure she watches, but I don't know if she's a fan or not. I think she just watches because it's me, right?
Oh, that's nice. So you've been here before, I can imagine. You've done pretty much every substantial road at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I do a series called Great British Road Journeys, which takes me all over, and I filmed just up the road here at Houghton House. There's some nice ruins, English heritage site, that sort of stuff. And did a bit on Millbrook, just there. So yeah, I've been around. I'm fairly local to this area anyway,
Yes.
so I tend to pass through a lot.
Yeah, you're not far from us.
No.
Centre of the universe.
Don't know why we came all the way down here. We should have just done it at your house. It would have been a lot easier.
It's the
great
people
traffic.
I'm worried about.
That's true.
People. Oh, look at that. What a car.
What is that?
So that's
Oh,
an
that's
MG
the-
ZS, and I don't know what that is. Toyota?
That's a Daihatsu, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Look at it go. Absolutely nowhere.
Wow. very careful. Those MGs, when I saw them from outside, I'm like, wow, they'll have a wicked interior. They do not have a wicked interior.
They're built to a price point, aren't they? So I guess the interior is one of the price points they
Cheap
reduced.
out on, yes.
Yeah,
As far as I'm
absolutely.
aware, they sell them at a loss, from what I can gather.
It wouldn't surprise me, but it's all part of a big Chinese company, isn't it? There's Chinese government involvement, I think. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah, they're a big old company now.
Yeah, they're international. You can get MGs all over the world.
You can. Well, I think the MG as well is one of the best-selling brands at the moment. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but they're doing very well.
Big turnaround from their old ways, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite a genius move from the Chinese companies.
Yeah.
If you don't have brand heritage, you just buy it.
Yeah.
Jobs.
It's like GM did with Vauxhall. And
Yeah,
Saab.
kind of. Yeah, a little bit.
Well, no, so I think Saab, they were like, oh, we can get this cheap here.
Saab, yeah, well, they could get that cheap and they could take the turbo technology because Saab did some pretty cool stuff. They did some pretty silly things as well.
Yes.
But GM definitely borrowed their ideas and implemented them on their own cars. It's
And
fair to
killed them
say.
off.
And then got rid of them. Yeah. Well, Saab didn't help themselves really.
No, they
should
didn't.
have. They should have listened and just done what they were told to do by the bosses, and they might still be going. Sure, it would be a rebadged Vauxhall, but kind of is in the newer ones anyway, isn't it? Really.
I do enjoy. It's like they were throwing some punches while they were going down. They did stand their ground a little bit.
Well,
for better or worse.
Yeah,
They
well, you've got to.
They tried.
And it's a shame to see brands like that go, but it was always troubled. It's one of those things. It's a bit like Maserati. They get passed around from owner to owner, don't they? I'm surprised they're still going. Not that I'm a customer of theirs, but
I think you could suit a Maserati and get you getting out of Quattroporte.
The older ones, the Quattroporte. When did they come out? Like 2006 or so. I don't even know. But the earlier ones in black. As Jeremy Clarkson described, it looks like a hitman's car.
It does, yeah.
They look really cool. I like those, but I don't have the money for such a thing. And I imagine they're a liability as well. So.
Yes. So you do have a small car collection, don't you? You've got a little
small
range.
I've got a little fleet.
Yes. So you're also a fan of an E38.
I am.
I'm a big fan of an E38.
I'm a big fan of E38s because it wasn't forced upon me, but an opportunity arose.
Double cab, look at that.
He's off to
Sketchy
collect
as you
the
like.
scrap metal,
Yeah.
isn't he? That's what
Wake
that's
you up at
all
6 in the
about.
morning with his megaphone.
Absolutely. But yeah, E38s were. The one I've got was my granddad's. So.
Oh, wow.
It's a family car. He's had it from new. And he
From
got
new's
old,
cool.
as people do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, what's that?
That's lovely.
Volkswagen Common Gear, I think.
Nice.
I just call them an MG and in the comments correct me.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, they're good at that. The
Yeah,
comments. They'll
yeah.
soon let you know where you went wrong. Not an issue. But yeah, it was Granddad's car, family car. He had it from new. Got old, decided to stop driving. And of course, somebody offered him a few £100 for this, old E38, and I said, absolutely not.
No chance.
I'll take it off your hands. So I became the custodian, something like 10 years ago now.
Oh wow. Has it treated you well?
It's done very well, all things considered. It's having a lot of work done to bring it up to spec. Everything is original on it, so all of the bushes need doing, and there's lots of rusty bolts and stuff, and there's a lot of arch rust, but it's nothing that will kill the car. It's all stuff that can be fixed, and it will be fixed because it was Granddad's car, so I'm never going to sell it.
Yeah. They're the best ones. The decision's made for you. You've got to do what you've got to do.
Absolutely. And it's not like it's a rubbish car. It's fantastic. It's a really cool car.
It's a 728, right?
A 735.
Oh, very nice.
It's all right. So you get all the performance of the 728, but none of the economy because it's a V8.
See, I always assumed it's 728 because in the background of your videos you have a 728 on the wall. Is that right, or is that 735?
No, it's a 735.
Oh, just my dyslexia shining through there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just learn to read, mate. That'll help. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, 735. So it's the smaller of the V8 engines because they did a 740. Which arguably is the one to have. If I went to buy an E38 now, I'd buy a 740 or a 750.
I want a 750, just for the V12 badge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They're incredible things, and I look at them quite regularly online. For what you're getting, a V12 for several thousands of pounds for a nice one, that's not too bad. difficult to work on.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Bit of a liability that. You've really got to love them because they are old
Yeah.
and there's constant stuff that needs doing.
Well, I'd like the Alpina, the B12, but I cannot imagine the cost of running that after the cost of buying it.
I'd have thought fairly comparable to the V12 750, but to buy one though, they're like 50, 60 grand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're silly money. I also look at those because I agree with you. I think one of those would be fantastic.
Fantastic looking things, yeah.
And
Are they the six litre, right? They bored them out.
There was a couple of options, I think, and I'm no expert, but I think you had a 5.7, and then the S version had the 6 litre, which is just crazy. Like as a daily drive, maybe not.
Maybe not. No.
I'd like to try.
Yes, I wouldn't turn that down.
Yeah.
Yes, Network Rail. Was he waving or was he just?
Well, it's a Saturday. They're not working, are they?
Yeah.
They're probably on their way to lunch.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Should
they
borrow
did
the
work.
company van.
Yeah.
Nip up Subway.
This is the longest we've gone without a single interesting car.
Wow, that's because I'm here, mate. Boring, isn't it?
Well, there we go.
Oh, smart car. There we go. That saved the day.
Oh. I heard a vehicle.
Not in these parts.
Here it comes.
Hey, it's Phil.
That's Phil McGovern, founder of Cafe in the Machine in Big Ron Burgundy, as he calls it. I'd like one of those.
What's that? CLS thing? I don't know.
Yeah, 5 litre
very
V8.
well.
I'm not great with Mercedes. There's so much to know with Mercedes.
Yeah.
I really struggle with I can remember BMWs because they're numbers. Like 728 is a number.
Yes. Yeah.
CLS is not a word.
Agreed.
So I can't see. And then you look at that and you go, okay, that's definitely a CLS, and then it's a CLK, and then I'm like, well, how is this working? And then I see the next one, I'm like, oh, that's the CLK, and that's the
SLK.
CLS.
I've seen GLC recently, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I've never followed Mercedes as a brand. They just don't interest me.
Kaisha's warming to the older ones at the moment.
An old nice, what are those, the 300 SLs, those really, really old school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense, but
Hello.
what's that coming?
Any predictions?
Excuse me.
Bike.
That's a lot of overrun. Yeah, I think that might. Oh no, a lot of exhaust. I don't think bike.
No,
Or
maybe not.
Subaru Impreza.
Ah,
Yes,
definitely
it
not
was
a bike,
Subaru
is it?
Impreza.
That's a nice R8.
I do like the spiders because they've not got the spats on the side.
Yeah.
That's the.
I think you've got a point. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It does look a lot nicer than his
and it's what Iron Man
brother.
drove.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I quite like an R8. I wouldn't mind one of them. Yeah, there we go. That's a V10, right?
No complaints. Yeah, V10. Yeah. Oh, no complaints there.
That's okay,
Fantastic.
cool. Well, we peaked. We've had a V10. That's it.
That's wicked.
Done.
Well, thank you for watching the WAYMOE podcast. Everybody.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, should we do a top trump? Are we risking a top trump? Oh,
With the
let's do
rate
a
of
top
cars
trump.
coming through, there's probably not a lot of point, is there? But we'll give it a go, right?
So I'm sure you're familiar with how the top trumps works.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick a car, and if it shows up, we've got to go home.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hopefully we get an R8, so then we're for sure staying.
That does it count for cars we've already seen? I
No,
saw
it
a lot
has
of cars on the way down, to be
Yeah,
fair,
no,
so-
we might have to go through your camera roll for the last 10 years. Right, sir, pick a card, any
I
cards.
will have this one.
You're joking, I can't believe that.
Okay, I have the Lamborghini Aventador.
That is the
All
only
the
card that
time.
anyone ever picks. So, fingers
Right.
crossed, no Lamborghini Aventador.
Well, it's never going to happen, is it, really?
Let's, you can hang on to that if you like.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, cheers. 217 miles an hour top speed,
Wow.
apparently. No one's doing that in their Lambo, are they?
No.
Ever.
I do like an Aventador. They're sort of a guilty pleasure for me because they're too easy, I think,
It's
for
not
showing
my
off.
cup of tea. It's a bit
Are you not
too...
a supercar guy?
No, it's a bit too... I like fast,
Yeah.
sure. I like big engines, sure. I just don't like the showy off element of
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
peacocking.
Right, 100%. And Lamborghinis, pretty much, that is exactly
Tip of the
what it is.
iceberg.
And they're normally owned by people who couldn't give a rat's ass about driving. It's literally about the appearance and everything else. And it's just a bit wankery, isn't it, really?
It would have to be a
That's
part of
the
a
problem.
collection for me. I couldn't just own
I think
the
that's
Aventador.
fair. If I had all the money in the world,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's space for some. I mean, the Miura is lovely.
Oh, yes.
And there's a couple that, I might have. But yeah, all of these Aventadors and Reblenta, whatever the hell it is. and,
Welco?
yeah, right. All of these things I can't pronounce. It's just a bit much for me.
The Huracan replacement is difficult. It's the Temerario? You really don't like the Temerario, do you?
I just think that all of them, like none of them look and feel as expensive as they actually are.
Yeah, you say this a lot, is they seem
That's
cheaper
a fair
than...
point, because I sat in a Gallardo a couple of times, and as soon as I got in, I was just like, this interior doesn't match up to the level of price.
Exactly.
It almost seems, it did seem a bit sort of plastic, not plasticky is the wrong term.
No, but like it does not feel that expensive.
It didn't feel premium, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
And I guess if you get in something like a Pagani, which I've not done, but dream car, right? But I'm guessing everything's billet aluminium and everything's handcrafted.
Yeah.
When you do a switch in that, you know that, okay, that switch costs 700 quid. Fair enough. And Lambo's not quite the same deal.
Exactly.
Not that I can ever afford any of these cars. It's not a problem I think I'll ever have.
No.
I quite like the switch gear in my Saab, actually. It's fine.
I hate the switch gear in the Saab. Mine
It's terrible.
drives me
It's
crazy.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It's
My
awful.
my headlight switch you can just pull out of the dash, which is good for
It sounds like
stashing
you bought a
things.
really ropey one. How much was it, if you don't mind me asking?
£2,000.
Oh, okay.
It was the only one I could find that had no rust whatsoever because they were all bubbling in the arches.
They do. The facelift ones are better for rust, but those the pre-facelifts are terrible.
Yeah.
My previous saloon had rusty rear arches, and once they get going, they go quite
really
quickly.
quick. Yeah.
The clutch went on it. That's why I got rid of it. I was like, I'm not paying for a clutch because on the diesel it's a grand. It's 1,200 quid give or take to do a clutch. I'll just go buy another Saab.
So mine's an auto as well. I wanted to try an auto.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm sort of regretting it now.
Yeah, those auto boxes are old school autos.
Yeah, so
and
it's
not great.
Yeah, especially in manual mode when you.
The semi-auto, you just push the stick
and you
mode.
push it, and then it's like, okay, you want to change gear, all right.
Do you
I'll
drive
get back to
it? No, of course not. No, don't be ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
I've renamed it to the Scab.
Yeah, she calls it Scab now.
It's just
Yeah.
like. I never want to be in it. I never really want to be around it. It just causes me a bit of discomfort.
I understand that. I can see why you say that. There are good Saabs out there. It doesn't sound like you've got one.
No.
I'm afraid to say.
It looks good from outside. I really think they're good looking cars.
They look great. Yeah, absolutely. No, they're not without their flaws, but what's good about them is that they're cheap.
Yeah,
And
really cheap.
More so, if you've got the choice between, let's be honest, if you're buying cheap cars, you can buy a cheap Saab, you can buy a cheap Beamer, for example.
Yeah.
But the Beamer will have 20 previous owners, all of which have ragged the crap out of it. A Saab has had one owner from new.
Same here,
Full service history.
Yeah.
And the owner inevitably passed away. So you're dealing with a car that is well looked after. It's just unfortunate that they usually rust away and break. That's the...
I had the exact same situation. I was the second owner.
Right,
I ragged the life out of it the first day I bought it, blew all of the vac lines to pieces, rocker cover, everything, because I don't think the thing had ever been on boost before.
No, they are owned by a certain demographic.
Clientele,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I used to sell Saabs when they were a company back in the day, like 20 years ago. It was one of my first proper jobs, and it was all old customers.
Was it working at Saab is where you got your experience in a Noble, right?
That's right, yeah. Oh, you've been doing your research. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I honestly, I binge watch your video. I've been binge watching your videos for the last 5 years.
Oh, okay, good. You've actually
fan,
watched them then. That's nice. So that helps, doesn't it? Yeah, good. Yeah, that's right.
Love
it was a Saturday afternoon working in the dealership, and a friend who worked there had a mate who just bought a Noble who rocked up and did a little passenger ride, and since then it's been a case of I have to have one of those.
Yeah.
They're incredible machines.
Yeah.
What I like about them is if you compare them to the competition at the time, the Noble's faster.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
it. So it came out and said, no, sod
I'll do
you.
it quicker,
and,
For cheaper as well.
Faster and cheaper. Sure, it's scaffolding on wheels.
Yeah, with Mondeo rear lights.
And with, it's a bit of a bits car, but it was faster than everything else. And I just thought it was hilarious because, I
like the bits cariness about them. Like, I don't like the newer Nobles. Like the M600,
the M600
I think.
is a bit challenging to look at.
Yeah.
But in terms of its performance and everything else, again, it did the same thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm faster than everything else.
Yeah.
And they're quite special, but the look does trouble me.
Yeah. I like the clamshell. You can open the whole thing up like a Koenigsegg.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
So that takes me back, actually. You mentioned you're not a big fan of like Lambos and stuff, but the Pagani would be a... Pagani, if I had all the money in the world, a Zonda would be the first thing I'd buy.
Yeah, I think
every day of the week.
Yeah, Zonda and Koenigsegg are at the top of the top.
Oh, that reminds me. It's been 1100 and so. We keep track of how many days it's been since I've seen a Pagani Zonda.
Yes, absolutely.
But I forgot, so it's whatever that number in the sky is currently. It's about 1100 days.
Many,
Still
many
not seen
days. Yeah, I don't recall the last time I saw one.
Have you seen one?
I remember one, and then this must be 15 years ago. I was driving to work on the M1
On the
near
road?
Mill Hill. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't believe it. And it was sat in the middle lane like a dickhead, obviously, but it was blue, and I couldn't believe it. Just sat there, just driving along about 55, just pootling along. And yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen one in the wild that isn't at a show. And yeah, that must have been 15 years ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah, but they're cool cars, aren't they? More than I can afford, pal, though.
Yeah,
that's
just
for sure.
a bit. That brings me on to a question. Car spotting while you're filming your videos. Have you got any great stories? What's the craziest car you've seen filming a video?
None.
None?
No, so I'm too busy with filming. And also these days, a lot of my filming locations and what I'm filming doesn't tend to be so much at the roadside. And
Yeah.
the problem with motorways, if you are filming next to one, by the time you've heard the car go underneath, you
Right,
look
yeah.
to see what it is, it's gone.
Long gone, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I'm surprised by that. I thought you'd have caught something.
There's probably loads, but there's nothing that stands out as like,
yeah.
oh my God, I can't believe I've seen that, because it's all just, it's BMW
Are there
M stuff.
any
it's
cars
R8s.
that look better further away? Yay! Like any that look good from a distance?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I find lots of cars squish funny.
What looks good from a distance? The Lotus, what's that little supercar thing they did recently? A Mira? The little two-seater sports thing that nobody bought that they thought was going to save the company. They look great from a distance, but when you
Ooh.
get up close,
When was this?
Yeah.
the proportions are wrong.
Yeah.
They're too high in the middle.
Yeah.
And it looks like someone's just gone and it's sort of raised up in the middle.
But
Is
from
this
a distance.
From a distance, they look incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
they
because
look amazing.
they squish, cars squish from a distance. I think it's a Lamborghini, but it's a Ford Fiesta 2 miles away, and it slowly gets taller as it gets closer to you. I'm trying to think what Lotus you mean. When was this? Is this 2000s
Is
or
it the
recently?
Mira? No, these are recent. A few years ago, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
This demonstrates Lotus's problem. Nobody knows anything about
Oh
that
yeah,
car.
a
They've
Mira, a
obviously sold
Via, a
one of them.
Vija, a Luda, the what's I think it's a Mira.
I think
It's
it
the
is.
V6
little-
one.
That's right. The
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
It must be. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, they sort of look like a McLaren's been shrunk in the wash.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I say squished because the middle's too high. It needs to be lower, and then it will be perfect.
Distance fixes that. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of a 10-footer, it's a 500-footer.
Absolutely. But if somebody said, "Do you want one?" I'd probably, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Good
I'll-
sounding
I
cars.
don't think there's any cars that someone could offer me and I'd be like, no, I do not want this car. for
If it's free, no, absolutely. I think, and
Really?
if it works, even more.
Trying to
so,
think if
right?
Yeah,
someone-
literally, because worst case scenario, I get to crush it into a cube and be amused.
Yes. And until that point, it'd be a laugh. Just
I
riding
wouldn't
around.
exactly.
I wouldn't have a modern Fiesta. I would rather
I would
walk.
to crush it.
Yeah, true.
If
I would
someone-
literally pick it up, drive it to Copart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fez.
I don't know. I had a small drive of a a Fiesta ST, whatever it is, but it had been remapped up to about 300 odd brake because they are obviously.
Yeah, of course they are, yeah.
But it was silly. Like it was ridiculous. I wouldn't write them off completely, but I wouldn't want to own one. It's fair to say.
Yeah,
but
me
once
neither.
you tune those, they yeah, they're very silly cars.
Maybe we need to
Ooh, sticker pack.
collectively band together and make the first cool Fiesta.
Well, the older
Is that
Fiestas are
possible?
pretty
That's
cool.
a good question.
Yeah,
Could
just
you
make
make
it
a
like
Fiesta?
a real
And,
shag wagon. Just like
Shaggin.
blue tints, paint it brown, shag carpet.
Are we talking a modern Fiesta?
Yeah.
I think they're unsavable.
No,
I don't think
I
you
reckon
could.
if you
With
make
these
it
modifications,
stoner
mate,
mobile,
I'm not so sure.
Sorted. Yeah, yeah.
I reckon we can get there.
That sounds delightful. Please do that and let me know when it's ready.
That's our next video series is making a Fiesta
It's me turning
tolerable.
every car into a shag wagon.
Yeah, when we were filming with Drive Tribe a couple of days ago, Kaisha mentioned shag carpet in a Volkswagen. And Izzy Hammond heard shag and just immediately thought that our minds were in the gutter.
No,
But we had to
absolutely
explain
not.
that it's a type of carpet, because apparently she hadn't heard of shag carpet before.
Bless her. Gosh. Yes.
Poor gal.
That's what living on a farm does to you. So I'm trying to remember. Interesting cars. R8. That's been it, right?
So far, that's the only interesting
on the
one
ground.
that's worth talking about.
Yeah.
There's lots we could take the mickey out of. Those R8s are getting cheap for the earlier ones. I say
Real
cheap.
cheap. 35 grand?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got that, but for what you're getting, it seems like a fairly sensible amount of money.
It's scary when they get to the point like, oh, I could sell everything and own one of these.
Yes, that's absolutely. I'm definitely If I remortgage some of the house, then maybe there's some equity there. I'm not sure, but they strike me as a really sensible car because I reckon you could drive it every day. I've never driven one. I'd like to.
Yeah, I'd love to drive one.
But they strike me as a car you could rag the crap out of and then go to the shops and it would be fine.
That's why they sold so well. It was like
right. A bit like a Porsche being oh, okay. Hello, mate. He's got some banging tunes on. That's a copyright strike right there.
Yeah, it's right in the jugular. Cheers for that, mate. We haven't been copyright strucken just yet. Have you managed to get a copyright strike? Have you ever?
Me? Oh, yeah, I've had a couple. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
How have you done that? What? Some noisy tyres?
The most recent one was another content creator didn't want me to use his content, which is sort of fair enough. But I'm not a dick about it. I contact everyone in advance and say, look, can I use the 4 seconds of your video that you posted 5 years ago?
Yeah.
I'll put links in, I'll do the whole shebang, this, that, and the other. And most of the time, everyone's like, yeah, of course, no worries. And yeah, thanks, mate. No, great. Sometimes people don't reply, and I take that as you don't care.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
So, all right, fine.
You don't want it, say no.
Yeah, if I don't hear back from you, then as far as I'm concerned, it's free game. So I use some footage, and then within 20 minutes, got a copyright strike. So, despite me contacting him several times, saying, "Yeah, can we work something out?" I even said, "I'll pay you for it if there's an issue. I haven't got a problem with this."
Yeah, there's some pretty stubborn creators out
but
there.
I heard absolutely nothing back, so I re-uploaded the video, and it made no difference to my channel whatsoever. Absolutely none. The views actually were probably better in the long run.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah, but hey, they're the rules. You know, I'm quite happy to play by them if he didn't want me to do it. I mean, I was wrong. I did say to him I was wrong to use it without permission. You know, I just assumed, and you shouldn't do that. So yeah, occasionally I have the odd thing here and there, but these days it's less and less. I try and film all of my own footage where I can.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because it's just easier then, isn't it?
Yeah, we're lucky with. It's only sometimes it shows one of the stands has got copyrighted music, but we just try and avoid that. With the Halloween episode, when we were inside Cafe in a Machine, we didn't even monetize because there was just Michael Jackson constantly. Yeah,
and we were all so drunk.
We were very, very drunk. Yeah, so we arrived, and then Phil was like,
"Oh
my God! Holy mother of shit!"
I think that tops the RS.
Yeah, fucking hell, that's my childhood in a car.
What's that? A GT something?
GT3 RS 996, I think.
See, I don't know Porsches that well, but yes,
yeah,
GT
I think so.
Right?
I think it was a 996 because that's the one you could get in green with the black stripes. That was my poster car.
Right, fair enough. Yeah, I don't like the green so much. I liked that one though.
That was nice.
The grey with the red accent sounded great, didn't it?
It does. Porsche are the only people that have managed to pull off stickers. I can't think of another car that I can.
Alpina.
No, good point.
Mitsubishi.
Very good point.
Mitsubishi, Rally Art, yeah, Tommy
Yes.
Mackinnon types. So yeah, good shout, real good shout.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's
Subaru, although they didn't do them from factory, but you could put the 555 with
Yeah,
on it, right?
yeah,
Get away with that maybe. Other than that though,
Ford GT can get away with the stripes. I'll allow stripes.
yeah, now that
on
we
a
think about it,
GT.
there's loads of cars that
Yeah, I'll
actually get
take
away
it
with
back.
stickers.
Every car should have stickers on it. it's when it's an Audi and they've got an Audi sticker on the bottom of the door.
I was looking at VW Up GTIs recently, and they've got a silly stripe down the sides.
Mr. President, a second 911.
Oh, okay.
I was looking
GTS.
at.
Tasteful.
I saw some of the old, like.
That sounds
it's a
good.
cyclist.
I always feel awkward with cyclists. It's quite intimate.
There's more.
Oh no! Oh, more cars. Oh, there is that the Lotus?
That's
I'm talking
nice.
About? Yeah, it is.
So that is. Oh, hello. What on
There's
earth?
so many.
I think we might have a convoy here. Oh yeah. So these have all been stuck.
Okay.
So these have all been stuck behind that cyclist, I can imagine.
Bloody cyclists.
Oh, got a bit of a show here. So that's what, a DB9?
DB9
Yeah.
Aston.
Or is it?
Audi RS6.
Oh, it's
or
a Vantage, sorry. Yes.
RS6.
570S.
I don't know McLarens. They all look the same to me.
Yeah, they all very, very similar. Bloody hell, it just keeps coming.
All right, can we stop?
Oh, here's the proper yobbos.
These are the guys with a bit less budget.
Yeah, they go at the back. I'm not a fan of this blue the Beamers do. This like flat blue.
The
I actually
weird
think it looks
baby
really
blue.
good with the silver wheels. If you put black wheels on it, gold or anything else, it
Yeah.
would look terrible.
But I wouldn't get such a nice car. Whoa! Fucking hell. That's BMW drivers for you.
Oh God.
I wouldn't get such a nice car in a flat colour. I want a nice
Yeah.
paint job.
Oh,
Yeah. Something
she's
sparkly.
so shiny.
Yeah, something sparkly. You need a bit of sparkle in your life.
Oh, well, that was nice.
Yeah, that was
well,
good.
it's, none
we were
of
talking-
those was a Lamborghini invented all those.
Yeah, let's go home. I'm sure we were talking about something.
Oh, I was talking
Stickers on
about
cars.
Stickers on cars,
the
yeah.
stickers on the old Vitaras. Loved those.
Oh, I'm trying to think what they
The
would have.
Suzuki Vitara, that's
Yeah.
the 4x4 jobby.
Yes.
Yes, the
Interesting
MR2s
choice.
had cool stickers on
I
them.
could see you in one of those. Would you have
I'd
one of them?
love a little Vitara.
Yeah.
My original, so I've had quite a few plans for my little 4x4 that I want.
Oh, yes,
And it
Charlotte.
was, oh, look
Fuck
how
yeah.
cute. So originally it was a Suzuki Jimny that I really wanted.
I really want a Jimny. There's a couple
But-
of problems with those though. They're crap
Yeah.
on the motorway and the engines are too small.
Yes.
But you can get a turbo kit for them. So.
Really?
Oh yeah, you
Oh my
can get
God.
those up to about 200 brake.
That would roll
Oh
over
my
on corners.
God.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I really
absolutely
wanted
want
a convertible one of those because they just look so cute with the little back down. They're so
Yes,
cute.
yeah.
But I see too many of them. So then I went on to a Pajero Junior.
Yeah, okay,
Really want a
cool.
Pajero Junior.
Yeah.
But Vitara is really cute. But again, I think I see quite a few of them. So I
Well,
have
the
to be
older
different.
Have they not all
Vitaras.
rusted away now?
They must do, yeah,
What,
they
the-
must. There can't be
Vitaras
many.
and stuff like that. 'cause
You
they're of a
see
certain
some nice
vintage.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, I
but
hear a turbo.
Yeah, they're a bit. That's the thing.
That was surely not that van with that turbo flutter. Was it the Hyundai?
Hyundais are NA on those,
It
aren't
was
they?
the lead.
Yeah, so that was definitely a big turbo blow off. Maybe it went over there. I don't know. I'm not a fan of those. The old Hyundai coupes I think look cool, but I think they're kind of
Little
stickers.
They're so cute.
Those are cute. I'll allow those.
The little baby lamb in the back. of
It's
the
when it says
Picasso is
because
so
Volvo
cute.
on your front window. It's that's when stickers get a bit ridiculous to me.
Yes, or One
That's so
Life
sweet.
Live It on
Yeah.
any 4x4.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, you're a twat.
Sensible.
Nice.
Or what is it? Or like performance, or like powered by speed, or shit like that. Or
Yeah.
any of the default Halford stickers, like the
Yeah.
gooey guy
Well,
pulling.
back in the
I love
day,
that.
the sticker shopping list, that was a thing of
Yeah, it's a
excellence.
small thing now,
You'd
it's
list brands that you didn't even have on the car, K&N and Kenwood. That was
Yeah.
that was one of my favourites.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't have a Kenwood stereo, but
No.
you still put the sticker on, didn't you?
Got a kettle in the back, maybe.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Got my Morphy Richards stickers, put that on the side.
George Foreman sticker.
Yeah.
Oh, what awful. So, I'm curious. You must get so much time at the side of the road, as more than us, I'd imagine. What have you seen? Have you seen anything interesting, like car accidents or crimes happening, or anything interesting? Or are you too away with the
It's-
fairies where you recorded?
You'd like to think there's loads of cool stories I could recall, and this happened, this happened. Oh wow, Volvo. Is that
Yes.
an 850?
I think that might have been, yeah. That was gorgeous.
And a
was
nice
so
E46
Yeah.
behind it actually as well.
Oh my god.
Those Volvo boxes are quite cool.
They're
aren't they?
so
lovely.
cool.
I looked into them. I was going to get a Volvo instead of the Saab I've got now.
That was
because I thought
same
about the
here.
XC70, the
I was-
jacked up one. Because I actually go off. I don't go off roads, but I go down places where cars probably shouldn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't be asked to walk. So if I can get the car down, I'm going.
Yes.
And
Oh,
if
yeah, of
there's
course,
no
yeah.
sign that says you can't drive here,
I'm gonna drive it.
it's free game.
Yeah.
And it's great. You just hop out of the car, do your filming. But it does mean the cars get rough treatment. So I thought the jacked up Volvo would be perfect with the ground clearance.
Yeah.
It turns out they're really expensive comparatively, but also the fuel economy is rubbish because
Terrible,
they're
yeah.
even more heavy.
Yeah.
And I need a diesel for the fuel economy because I do so many miles. But even then, you get a diesel Volvo and the fuel economy is still crap.
Yeah.
That's
Because
so cool.
the way
Yeah,
they
crap.
are, but I just couldn't justify. At that point, I might as well have a petrol that I like
Yeah.
rather than a utility vehicle. You know, it just seemed a
Yeah,
bit
crap
silly.
on diesel is the worst of both worlds. It really
that was
is.
the that was the issue. So I just couldn't do the Volvo thing, unfortunately. Maybe
So you were
next
sensible.
time.
You got a diesel. I should have got a diesel.
Yeah, it's the mileage thing, really. It
Yeah.
all comes down to mileage. If you're doing sort of 10, 15, maybe even 20,000 miles a year, a petrol's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm doing twice that easy.
Yeah, of course, yeah, for sure.
And it's it just makes sense.
Oh yes, it didn't even. Whoa, so much going on. MX3, Outback,
MX5.
MX3 and an MX5 together. That's cute.
You rarely see the MX3s. They're the ones that have the little V6 engines.
Yes, yeah, that you could get them with a V6. I got to drive one of them around a car park the other day, and the way it revs is incredible. The flywheel must be about that big.
Well, they're only
yeah.
a little tiny 1.8, aren't
Yeah,
they, or
it's
something like that. So
incredible.
tiny little engine, but V6 for some reason. Yeah, cool things.
Yeah, I miss that from cars, like V6 for some reason. Like just have some
character,
fun with
they
it.
call
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
and
that's it.
interesting features.
Yeah.
No, none of that anymore, guys.
No.
It's all gone. Forget
Well,
it.
Renault have done it, but it's £500,000. Or like BMW have just done something slightly interesting. It's £500,000.
Is that that weird estate thing?
Yeah, the shooting brake.
Yeah, right. Looks cool, but if they make it,
But they're going to make 50.
are they? Is it going to look like that? I bet it doesn't look like.
No,
anything
yes, so
like,
it is. So
really?
what they do it every year. They did it last year, where they make 50 concept cars. They like production
actually
concepts.
make them. I didn't know they did this.
Yeah,
That's
but they're
interesting.
They go and sit in garages in Dubai for the rest of their life.
Right, yeah. I'm guessing it's this stuff that actually keeps the companies afloat.
Yeah.
Really. Yes. Hello, mate. Nice Seat.
Said no whenever. Yes, Seat. I can't do Seat. People love Seat. I do quite like.
The old school ones,
Yeah.
the Ibiza,
The old Ibiza.
Cupra R's with
the square grille in the middle.
180
Yes.
engines. They
Yes.
were great.
Love a 180. Big fan of a 180.
They're good fun. Yeah, the 225 version of those, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I had one of those in my TT for the 4 days that I had it.
I had a TT, very interesting, nice.
I had it for 4 days and then I put it in a ditch quite quickly.
Okay,
Fucking hell, lad.
how did you manage that?
We're at a corner too quick.
Right, did
Yeah.
you just understeer off the road?
Yeah, it just went, I'm not going to go around this corner.
They're a
Yeah,
little
they
bit
do that.
trickier on the limits.
I hadn't,
that's,
I hadn't got used to the fact that, especially when the Howdex kicks in, it behaves differently to how it did the
Yes.
last 4 corners.
Yes.
And when it lets go, it just lets go.
Yeah.
You don't have a grip anymore.
You have reached the limit of German efficiency,
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah.
Sorry, there is no more. Off you go.
Yeah.
And you're in the ditch.
Well, it's like my
At least you came out. Were you hurt? I mean,
I was pretty shook up, but I didn't sustain any damage. Just the ego, really.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's allowed. Yeah, okay, good. As long as
Yeah.
nobody was hurt, then
No,
that's
it was all
fine.
fine.
It's character building and a learning
It is.
experience, then, isn't it?
Changed.
Really,
Whoa,
you learned
look
your
at
lesson,
that Mojo. Yeah, changed my
horrible.
life. Put me on the course of where we are now.
and you never bought a TT ever again.
I think I would have another one, to be honest.
Really?
I really did enjoy how it drove
Fair enough.
until that corner.
Yeah.
But that would be like the Lamborghini Aventador. I'd have many more cars before that.
Yes.
And I think it's a thing of like, I want to get back in one of those and have the same smells and because I can smell an Audi TT from a mile away just from the leather of the
Right,
interior because
okay.
it takes me right back to being in that ditch.
It's a bit weird, but okay. Yeah, fair enough. I
But
just
I
suppose
wanna-
as you're sat upside down in a ditch, there was little else to appreciate
Yeah,
at that
I was like,
point.
"This
So you
leather's
might
quite
as well.
nice in here,
It's
yeah.
leather, very plush.
It's so plush. Yeah, so I'd like to just be back in that environment and drive it and
Upside
Yeah.
down.
upside down.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
I guess the newer ones like the TTRS, TTS, whatever they were, I don't know, I guess they'd be pretty rapid, but
Yeah.
I've never driven the TTs, not something I'm that familiar with.
Though they don't really. The newer ones don't really do it for me. They're very much one of those cars. It's like a modern M4. It's like what the 20-year-old car you could get for that money would be 100 times the car.
Yeah, I have these sort of conversations all the time. I
Yeah.
don't see much value from new cars
No.
anymore.
No chance.
They've got no character. They're all one and much the same,
Yeah.
and
Like-
they all cost an absolute fortune.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm not financing it.
No.
I can't be bothered financing cars anymore
Like-
because it's just stupid.
Even
It's
a
terrible.
modern car that's managed to keep its character, like the modern Type R, like it's still got the manual, it's still got the proper engine, it's still cool. 45 grand.
No,
You get a Skyline for that. Like
Yep.
you could get 6 interesting cars, you get 10 interesting cars. Like I just can't get my head around doing it.
No, I agree with you. It's ludicrous money.
You-
And depreciation as well, because most cars are worth half what they are
Yeah,
after a couple of years.
you're buying them
so if you
after
want a
all the
new
dep-
car,
yeah.
buy one that's 2 or 3 years old that's already had the hit,
Yeah.
and that would probably
Especially
make
the way
sense.
modern cars are going with the depreciation.
That's ridiculous,
Yeah.
and it makes absolutely no sense. But I think that's just because the retail prices are starting at too
That's
high a
ludicrous,
price in the
yeah.
first place.
It's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, but I'm never going to be able to afford these new cars. I'm not going to finance them either. So
No chance.
I'm not their customer, so
No.
I'm sure they know better than I do. But yeah.
Well,
I'm
I don't know.
definitely-
The way some of the car manufacturers are going, see, Nissan's close to throwing in the towel.
Well, Nissan have been, they've always been on the
It's-
edge because
it's so-
they nearly went tits up in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, did they really?
That's why Renault partnered with them. They were about to go bankrupt. That's why the R34 Skyline didn't have a V6, because it was going to.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but they couldn't afford the development. Allegedly, I mean, again, I'm no expert, but from what I understand, yeah, it was going to have a V6 like the R35 did.
Yeah.
But they couldn't afford the development. They were on the verge of bankruptcy, so they stuck with the RB because they already had it, right? Made a few tweaks, happy days, off they went.
Did you know they're not R35s? I had no idea. So Kaisha, all the comments were saying Kaisha because she called it Skyline. Because how fucking dare she?
It doesn't say that on the back, does it? So.
But that's the thing. Everyone in the comments.
However, you are right, because the Skyline, the 350 GT Infinity has Skyline written on the back. If you put them side to side, you can see where the GTR kind of took its inspiration from, because it's kind of the same thing. So I think Skyline is fair, because it is.
It's the same as the whole like Miata MX-5 thing.
Yeah.
I feel.
But it's the commenters saying, "Oh, idiot! R35s aren't Skylines." It's not an R35 either. So you're just.
Yeah, on paper it
I don't get it. I don't understand why it's not part of the same lineage, because it's technically, from everything Nissan says, a completely standalone vehicle.
It's a branding thing, because the Skyline name was traditionally, I think, more aimed at the sort of luxury market, high-end premium market, because there are an awful lot of Skylines out there that aren't race cars.
No.
They're all quite waft-mobile type
like
things.
the Infinities.
Four-doors. There's even four-door Skylines with little 2-litre NA automatics.
I didn't realise that was the case.
Yeah, there's loads of little tiny submodels, and the Skyline name was supposed to be premium luxury branding, and then GTR bolted onto that, meant race, obviously. And I think with the newer one, they wanted to separate it out, because Infinity were doing the Skyline. You have your Infinity Skyline range, and then you have your GTR, which is the race car, basically. So I think they were trying to separate them out. Didn't really work, because the Infinity Skylines didn't really sell all that well.
No, not at all. I don't think I've ever seen one.
There's a few about, but they're kind of like luxury 350Zs and 370Zs. So same kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like Lexus to Toyota, isn't it?
It is exactly that. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Sorry, Skyline nerd over here.
So you own a 34, right?
I've got 34 GTT. Yeah.
That's the one to have. You don't pay the extortionate premium. You've got rear-wheel drive. And room in the back. I can't believe how much room is in the back.
They're not bad, actually. You can get four-door versions as well. So if you want a sensible family car, then definitely an R34 Skyline's the way to go.
Yeah, top of the list.
But cool cars.
Very cool cars.
I've had it, 10 years plus now. I've had it a long time. And
do you get much use out of it?
Not these days, but I have had a lot of use. When I bought it, it had 73,000 miles on the clock. Now it's got 188,000.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, so I've driven it. It's still on the original head gasket.
Wow.
The engine hasn't been torn down ever.
And it works?
And it works. I've replaced the turbo because they wear out.
Right.
That's about it. Other than servicing and consumables.
That's pretty fucking unhygienic, isn't it? Disgusting.
Apparently Mythbusters did a thing. Dogs' saliva is more hygienic than ours. So actually...
Yeah, because they're self-cleaning, aren't they?
Yeah, apparently.
Fair point.
So you're better off letting them lick your plates clean.
Yeah, who needs a dishwasher?
I hope the viewers saw that truck, because out of context, this conversation
I think Dashwood got it. I want to play some word association with you.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire something at you. I want you to fire back as soon as you can and be as PC as possible. Okay. London ringways.
Cancelled.
Very good. Back bridges.
Waste of money.
Corby.
Beautiful. I'm going to have to add more, because Corby's one of my favourite places. I ripped
What?
Yeah,
Why?
no, I ripped... Because, right, think about a shit car.
Yeah.
Sub.
It's got character because it's crap. It can't, do you know what I mean? You can't have a really crap car because it's a good car because it's crap. That means it's got character, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Corby is like that. It's so crap, it's good.
But I grew up in Corby.
Ah, well, then you know all about it. Yeah, absolutely.
But I do not think, I would not say it's very, I mean, it is characterful in the way that there's nothing to do, so you might as well go outside and do something.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Yes.
So it's... character
Yeah,
in that
Corby
way,
makes
but I
you wanna
wouldn't say-
leave.
Yeah, Corby makes you want to leave.
Corby's so unfortunate because it
Fucking
had
hell,
so
lad.
much potential
Yes.
in so many
And then
ways,
when
and
they laid
the rug was
everyone
always
off.
pulled
Yes,
out every
yes,
time.
yes, absolutely.
And that's why I love it. I just feel sorry for it. Like
Right.
it's just.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they had everything.
They had everything. It was an industrial giant, and then no, bye-bye Steelworks,
Yeah.
and
You're
then
like,
Rockingham came
yeah,
along.
let's have a racetrack. Yeah.
And that could have been amazing, but nah, sorry, we couldn't make that work. Obviously, the toxic waste scenario. It just can't get a break, and I feel sorry for it. And it is shit, but I think that makes it great because it's not Corby's fault. It's not like the people didn't give it a go.
Well, yes.
They tried, and just everything failed. And I feel
Scottish
so
flair
for
is
it.
there. It's definitely entertaining, but it's my first existential crisis was when I was very, very, very young, and my teacher told me that it was a bubble town and that people would be born there, live there, and die there for generations, and no one ever left.
Back in the day, that's probably accurate. Yeah.
And that scared me so much when I was a kid.
Yes.
That I was like, I need to
Corby
leave.
makes you want to leave.
Most people
Corby
do
makes
want
you
to
wanna
leave.
leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. No, there's not many opportunities there. It's fair to say.
No.
But, so
No, but they
I
have the
derailed
cube. The cube, the Corby
The Corby
cube.
Corby Cube.
Yes, I've been there. Yeah, I've done a couple of shows there in the past. It's all right, isn't it? It's a bit cube-like. I mean,
Yeah,
as we
it's
throughout
just
the
a
cube,
cube.
the
Yeah.
clue is in the name.
Yeah.
It stands out.
Oh, it's a Beats edition. Shout out Dr. Dre.
They did a Beats Edition polo. Are you shitting me?
Yep.
Is there anything that man won't license his name on?
No, apparently not.
Jeez. All right, fair enough.
Right.
So it sounds rubbish, I assume, as well.
A friend got a Beats Edition polo and was like, mate, you got to hear the sound system. So I got in and he put his favourite Post Malone song on,
course
full
he did.
volume, and it's like
all the
shaking.
bass
So
and
I'm like,
nothing
okay,
else,
something's
yeah.
wrong here. So I went in the settings and he'd got in the EQ and the low,
Bass.
medium, yeah.
Smiley face EQ, yeah.
No, just everything.
Just
up.
the bass, yeah.
No, the whole
Oh,
bass,
everything.
treble, yeah.
Well, what's the point?
Yeah,
That's
no.
that's okay.
So
Fair enough.
you've paid a premium to have Dr. Dre's speakers in your
Let's be
car.
honest, people who are buying premium audio systems in cars probably don't know anything about
No.
audio systems most of the time.
No, I can imagine not. Yeah, it's a shame it's so difficult. That's the one thing modern cars have really, really got over the old ones is the sound systems that are just.
They've gotten better, but they've gone a bit too far because, here's your 18-speaker premium system.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that, mate. Like, it's become a bit marketing.
Yeah.
So next year's model will have one more speaker
Yeah,
than the
19
last
speakers,
one,
yeah.
and the one after will have one more.
Saab tried doing that with all the fibre optic bollocks they were doing. I don't
but
get
they
what the
did
point was that.
Well, actually, to be fair, Saab did. You could get a sub in the 9.5s, and actually, I think the
Yeah,
9.3
in the wheel
wagons.
well at the back.
They
yeah.
were really good with the rest of the audio system.
Oh, maybe I should get one of those.
But they're difficult to find.
Yeah, I
But
can imagine.
most car audio systems now seem a bit excessive, if you ask me.
Because I could understand the Saab's one, doing the fibre optics if it sounded good, but it is utter dog shit. It's the worst. I've had Peugeot 106s that sound better.
They're not great. The issue is the way they've set them up with the EQs and stuff like that. So the rear speakers only get mids and highs. There's no back end, no bass,
really?
bottom ends rather that goes to them. Yeah, and then the centre speaker in the front does most of the bass.
I don't think I even
The
have that.
left, do you not?
I don't think
There
so.
must be, because it must be a 5-speaker system as minimum.
Oh, I'm not sure because
It'd be 3 across the front dash and then maybe 2 either in the back or in your rear doors.
Oh, I
It's
see.
usually
I don't
what it
think
is.
I've got. I'll have to have
Maybe it
a look.
doesn't work,
Yeah, maybe.
which is very likely.
Yeah. Yeah. My boot release has stopped working now, which is fun.
Right, yeah.
So the
that
boot
sounds
opens.
good,
It's
yeah.
just the boot release on the key stop. Which it
It
used
could
to
be the button on the key.
Yeah, but it used to open constantly by itself,
Oh, I see.
and now
okay,
it stops
that's a
opening
problem.
when I ask it to.
That's an issue on the motor. If your boot just opens up,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
My actually, it's my favourite little thing I ever discovered in the car is the boots on those. Have you ever had a saloon one of the 9.3?
Yeah.
Do you know about when you pop the boot and it just opens a little bit?
Yeah.
The spring inside. If you turn it the other way, it pops the boot all the way up.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, my saloon did that. You could just do that and it would just go ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you do it off the button. You press the button and
Oh, and it would
yeah.
do that? Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
it's
Even
it's a
better.
loaded spring.
Yeah.
So you just put it a click over
Oh, you
and
could do
then
it
it
off the
flies
back. Oh,
up.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's a cool little
So then
thing.
when
Yes.
you're in the pub and you accidentally knock the key in your and
Yes.
you're just parked on the main road with your boot open.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect because you can then fall into the boot.
Yes,
to
yeah,
sleep
very
for
true,
The night,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
obviously, with the excessive drinking, no one's driving.
I remember
right?
Kaisha's roommate came to me and said, your boot's open, right? I'm like, oh, fucking hell. We go outside and it's -2 and my boot is
Pissing
frozen.
it down with rain.
Yeah,
It's full
yeah.
up. Oh dear.
All stripes. That had red stripes on that grey car.
Awesome.
40 horsepower extra right there.
M25.
Yes. Not as bad as people think. Do you want a one-word answer, though?
It's short.
It's okay.
It's okay. M26.
Misnumbered.
That confused the shit out of me. The first time I saw a signpost for it, I'm like,
It's the
I didn't
longest
get this
distance
memo.
between motorway junctions you'll get there. If you start on the M26, the next junction is on the M25. Something like, I don't know, 17 miles up or something
Damn.
ridiculous. There's nowhere to stop or come off the motorway in between. There you
If
go.
you're ever in a pub quiz, are you gagging for motorway questions?
I don't do many pub quizzes,
No.
but if there were motorway related pub quizzes, I'm quite confident I'd probably get those, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're always like, what's the highest number motorway or what's the longest one or whatever, and yeah,
Go on.
those sort
What's
of
the highest
things.
number?
The M89, oh, hang on. Well, the M898 in Scotland is your M highest number.
Yeah.
But if you want A motorways, then you've got things like the A1077M in Lincolnshire, which is only really short and tiny and probably won't exist for much longer. But yeah, so I've got pub quizzes down,
Yes,
I reckon.
yeah.
Just need to attend them first. And
So do you retain much of the information that you...
Honestly, no. No, I don't. Well, it's you. K11.
Oh, you
Look at
love
the
a K11.
wheels.
Oh my god.
That colour is fantastic.
That's so
GX
cute.
specification 5-door, that is, yeah, nice. It's not fast, so it must be a 1 litre.
Well,
Yeah.
love the 1 litre.
K11s are great.
K11s are great. I have a K11.
Excellent. Which one?
It's the facelift, but it's the first generation
so
of
is it
facelift.
one... What
It's the
engine?
uglier ones.
Which engine? 1.4?
It's the 16 valve.
No, yours is the 1 litre pre-coil pack, right? You've got the
Yeah.
Dizzy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good
Nice.
engine, fun engine to drive.
It's really good.
They're great cars.
Yeah, they are.
Fairly
They're-
indestructible. Rust
Yeah.
is what kills them now, but otherwise they're awesome.
Yeah, so Casey's got a lot of filler that we haven't
Yes,
discovered
we didn't
until
realise
recently. It
until-
started cracking, which is great.
I'm not going to say I'm surprised. It's a K11 Micra. It is a shame for you to learn of that
Yes.
later on down the line.
Yeah,
though.
it's fine. I think I'm literally gonna just have it now to give her a final stretch of the legs. So when I get rid of it, I don't feel like it's
I've
too
got a
soon.
replacement for you. Might be interested in. I've learned of a car recently that's K11 based. Have you heard of Tommy Kaira, the infamous Japanese tuning house?
No.
A bit like AMG to Mercedes
Oh, I
or
see.
whatever. Tommy Kaira made their own car models out of Japanese cars, but it was normally involved a lot of tuning, a bit like Alpina to BMW.
Yeah.
They put nice seats in it and
Yeah.
made all these. They did a K11 Micra, which has something like 80 horsepower stock,
Oh my god.
which is a lot for one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plush leather seats, proper wooden steering wheel, amazing dials.
Yeah.
These are rare as anything, but they're K11 based. If you look them up,
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
they're ugly as sin.
Oh,
That's
I-
what makes them amazing.
Are these
That's
the ones
so
that have got the weird
They've
circular
like
grills?
the
really
big
big-
oval mouth at
Oh
the front.
yeah, the
I love
Bolero
those.
one.
Yes, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Tommy Kaira edition of those, I found one for sale about £8,000.
Oh my god.
Which is a lot.
£8,000 for a K11.
It's a lot for a K11,
Yeah.
but it's not a lot for a Tommy Kaira car.
Oh, I see.
That's so cool.
That's the thing. If you've got a Tommy Kaira Skyline,
Tommy
you're going to
Tommy.
pay an awful lot more for that. So yeah, the K11s are great, and
That's
there are
really
some
cool.
interesting, quirky models out there that are definitely worthy of ownership at some
Yeah.
point.
I
But
think
it's
my
a lot.
my straight up replacement is I'm torn between my cute 4x4 or a nice Volvo or a nice old Mercedes. Those are my general ballpark.
I like a grosser Mercedes, the proper dictator
Yeah.
spec.
proper
yeah.
massive wide thing. Yeah,
I'd love
that
a
would be
Pajero
great.
Junior, but I'm just really worried I won't ever be able to fix it or do anything to it because of parts.
Out of your list there, my head says your Volvo's probably the safest bet because
what I
it's going to
think,
be
but-
the easiest to deal with.
Imagine parking a K11 Micra and then parking a huge Volvo.
I don't know.
How
They're
will
not
I
that-
do
they're
that?
not that
It's
big.
so
They'll
easy
be
to
alright.
adapt to. It's
Just
so
crash
easy
into
to
stuff.
adapt
I mean,
to.
they're
There you
made
go.
stronger than houses.
That's my
so you-
thing. I
you
need
just
a
knock the
car
house
that
out
I
of the way.
can just
Something
crash
is
into
making
shit
a
and I don't
racket.
mind.
Anything old, yeah. I mean, Volvo
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
onto money, yeah.
What is that?
You'll be parking on buildings in that,
No.
so not a problem.
Perfect.
Big boxy estate, you're thinking, yeah?
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good shout. Yeah, nice little 2 litre SE or something like that, soft and squidgy, so
Yeah.
potholes and that you won't even notice.
Yeah, I just want to rag.
There's something making an almighty noise.
Yes, I can hear it coming down.
It's got to be a
The
bike,
van.
surely. Been hearing it for miles. Oh, it's a Toyota
It's
Supra.
a Supra.
Oh,
and another
Toyota
Supra.
2 Toyota Supras at once. That's pretty crazy.
Skylines are faster.
A third Toyota Supra. Are you a fan of a Supra?
I appreciate a lot of JDM cars, but I'm in the Skyline camp, aren't I?
Right.
So by default, I'm sorry.
Or is it very secular? You're not allowed to hang out with the others?
No, I'm sure. They're nice cars. Definitely.
They do look nice.
I would very much like the newer it's on my list, the A90s, the newer Supras. Out of all of the new cars, that's
agreed.
one of the few I'd actually like to own.
I wouldn't want to get in a Toyota that smells like a BMW inside, though. Jesus Christ. That's nice. That red is lovely.
Now that's got original wheels. Now that's my cup of tea.
Keep coming. I love the 2000s orange. I'm a big fan of the orange.
Yeah, I do love an orange car.
Pointless diffuser on the back. Sounds terrible as well. Now that one's not that one.
That was not great.
That red one though looks most original and stock.
Yeah.
That out of those was
I
probably
do like
the
them
choice
when
there.
yeah.
They are lovely cars, but again, it's Japanese cars, so they're all too expensive now.
Yeah, way too expensive.
I just
it's ridiculous.
can't see the point.
No.
Unfortunately.
I'd rather an old RX-7. I love the old RX-7s.
Yeah, I really would like an RX-7. The Type S, Spirit R, whatever I don't know the versions, but whichever the twin turbo manual one, the one that you want, that's what I'd like to have. But complete liability again with rotary and stuff like that. You've got to really be a fan, and I don't want to drop 30, 40 grand on a car that I've just got to constantly work on.
Yeah.
It's just,
I think we're actually finally discovering why people buy modern cars.
as I get older, the proposition of a new car is more appealing because you can just get in and it works and you go, thanks very much. However, the problem with new cars is that there is nothing on the market that I want to own.
No. Outside like an Alpine A110, maybe.
Alpine A110, but it just doesn't work as a normal car because I can't fit anything in the boot. You know,
so not a manual. I'd really want a manual if I'm getting in.
Unless these days I'm less worried about that because DSG boxes change gear faster than I can.
Yeah, I guess.
And I've driven a few DSG cars, and I don't think for me it detracts away from the driver experience. I'm sure some purists will argue that point. But all I'm interested in when I'm driving cars is going fast. DSG allows me to do that more.
Yeah.
I can go faster in a DSG car than I can a manual.
Yeah.
And when you're coming up to a corner, all you do is pull the lever a few times, you get the right gear, and off you go again. So for an idiot driver like myself, I can get a DSG car around quicker, I would argue.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not so sure I'd be convinced by having a manual all the time.
Yeah, you are about speed. You're speed and power.
Yeah.
Going fast.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. DSGs are...
they're quick.
quick.
I like the Porsche PDK is just ludicrous.
Yeah, absolutely. Same sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sure, some of maybe the emotion and the feel is sort of taken away from it by not having a manual. But I do think these days those auto boxes are...
crazy.
Are really quick. Of course, Saab auto boxes and old school auto boxes are rubbish. And
especially
in those days, you want to on anything older, manual all day long. You're not going to want a 2001 automatic. It'll be rubbish. You want manual in that scenario.
So this is a question Kaisha's been toying with. Is an old Mercedes. Would you get that an automatic?
No.
Really? No, definitely not. No, not. Well, I personally wouldn't. Just because it would be rubbish. It would be so slow.
Yeah, free speed.
The gear, the gear change would be rubbish, and no, not for me.
Well, this is good that you're here because Charlie has been telling me that I am silly to not get an automatic.
Although, if you got something like with a chunky V8 or something, maybe. But if you're thinking like if you got a C180 auto, it's going to be lethargic and just nothing there.
Your E38, is that a manual?
It's an auto because they have to be. They're very rare that you get a manual. I think you can get the 740 Sports in a manual, and the 728s were available with a manual because they made those engines they put those engines in everything. But most of them are automatics, and they are useless late 90s automatic boxes.
Oh, okay.
They're torque converter slush boxes, and they're rubbish. It is what it is. It's not the sort of car you do a manual swap on anyway. So.
No.
But with a 7 Series and an E38, it doesn't really matter. They're about sitting at 130 miles an hour on the motorway in top gear, just cruising along, going across the country at high speed.
77 miles an hour, of course.
70, obviously, yeah. No, obviously I don't. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that, obviously.
Do we have any more word associations?
We do. We've got two more.
Two more?
Roadkill.
Damages your car a lot, doesn't it?
You must get a fair share of roadkill with your exposure to the motorways. This has gone wrong. The bus is trying to get around. Statistically, I should have mown down a lot more animals, but I've actually... Not the Saab. Fucking hell.
To be fair,
That's going to be a fun road for that.
Good luck to him. Yeah, I haven't hit that many animals. I've been very lucky. I say statistically, I'm a nightmare because I do so many miles. I should have many more accidents and I should hit a lot more things on the road because that's just the way it works. If you do more miles, there'll be more problems.
It's just pure luck.
That's it. I've been absolutely lucky so far. To be fair, I mean, when you're out filming, I'm down back roads and country lanes a lot, but in the day, you're pootling along at 20 because you can't see around the corner. If I were 19, I'd have been doing 90, of course, but these days, self-preservation kicks in and you're just not going fast and you see the little bunny jump out and you're like, oh, I'll stop. Off you go, buddy. Oh, see you later. Have a good day. And off we go again. So far, so good on the roadkill front.
I did about 4 years without any roadkill and then killed 2 animals in the same day. Same drive.
I do see an awful lot, especially on like the A14 and some of the motorists. Some of the size of the deer that are getting hit.
Oh my God, the Corby's bad for that.
And the M6 toll road up near Norton Keynes services. Deer live there at the services.
Oh wow.
And you can just see these massive tonk bastards at the, obviously this.
What?
Jag.
Yes,
wedding jag.
Something, I don't
Wedding.
know. Jaguar.
Yeah, the number plate was
Parade.
WED.
There you go.
Oh no, the number plate was XJ WED. That's pretty cool.
I'm guessing it's a Jag XJ then. Probably hired for weddings. Probably hired out for weddings, I'm
I'd
assuming.
imagine so.
I reckon so, absolutely, yeah.
What were we talking about? Roadkill.
Roadkill. Oh, fucking... Sorry,
Awful.
they make me swear. Sorry. It's a
You can swear, but swearing is allowed.
Duke, isn't it? What a horrible thing. Don't really like the Dukes.
Your lap of the M25.
Yes, that was the 1,000-mile challenge on the M25 to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, which was ages ago now.
We never did anything for 1,000, did we? I don't know. We didn't.
Back then I was young and naive and I thought, oh, this is special, let's do a thing. And I didn't think that challenge through whatsoever. We literally just got in the car and did it.
Yeah, some maths would have told you, no?
I didn't think about that, and it was only when my brother who came along with me, he was like, you do know that if you're doing 50 miles an hour, it's 20 hours of driving. Shit, I didn't think about that at all. So, yes, it took far longer.
I find I get more MPG at 60 than 50.
Yeah, I mean, had I thought about that challenge, you probably could have done it. But we were like, it was summer, so the aircon was on. I couldn't be bothered to drive slow, so I'm like, 70 all the way round.
Oh, really? You didn't even keep to 70?
No, none of that. Well, of course I kept to 70 or less, but none of that. And we just cracked on with it. I mean, you know what the M25's like. You can't go fast.
No.
But keeping up with the traffic where
Especially
you can.
At night as well, when they just close it and you've got to drive through.
That's what ended up being the issue, and we ended up having to, they closed sections, so we ended up coming off at a junction, turning around, going back up, turning around, coming back, and we ended up just sort of doing up and down, and it just became a nightmare. Didn't think it through whatsoever.
That would take 100 miles off just in re-entering and leaving.
Right, absolutely. So I'd like to try it again, I think, but not in a hurry for that one, to be honest with you. Back to my day.
Oh, what? Edition 1?
Wow.
I'm sure someone can tell us that's one of 4 in the world or something.
One of 500 limited edition models. They put some stickers on and charge $4 more.
Yeah. My favourite is the Corsa limited edition, which is the only one you see.
Right, yeah, because it's the only one they made.
Yeah.
My limited edition because no one's buying them, probably.
No, they're limited as in they're stunted.
Right, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Sounds
talking of stunted, our last word association, crossovers.
No, waste of time. Absolute waste of time.
If you go into a Ford dealership and ask for Fiesta, they'll try to sell you like a Cougar now, I think.
Well, we have to be honest, and I mean, everyone says it now, don't they? Us car enthusiasts are not the car buying market.
No, not at all.
The market dictates, and if that's what the market is saying they want, or at least that's what the market thinks they want, I'm not convinced, but then that's what they're going to keep making, because
Yeah.
car makers have to make their money and stay in business. But they're hateful things. I just don't get it. None of it makes any sense to me.
No, I can't get my head around it at all.
There's not much more space in them than an estate car. They're less economical because they're way more. They're full of rubbish that you don't need. They're expensive. They're wasteful because you're using more materials to build the car. If you want to have an argument about environment,
Buy old cars.
buy old cars, but also don't be building bigger new cars, because that's not the way to solve that, is it? If anything, we should be making smaller cars which are lighter with less materials, because that's better. But no, the market doesn't want that. But they're not even any more economical. Like, they say the engines are more efficient, but as soon as you put them in something heavy, like all of these crossovers, you're seeing like, oh yeah, my petrol crossover does 32 miles per gallon. Great. My E38 V8 will do 30.
Yeah.
Not very fast, and quite I accept, but where's the argument for having one? I really struggle. I guess family car, if you've got kids to load in the back, I don't know. I don't have children, not my department, so I don't know. But they don't seem like a sensible choice to me. I could go on about these all day, because I really don't think it's a sensible option.
No. Complete random segue, talking about children. You have a lot of Lego. You're a big fan of Lego.
No, I don't actually. It's a trick. They, I know that you're referring to some of the shots that I've done where I'm sat in the Jimmy Savile chair, we call it. Got it from an estate auction one time. Don't know. The guy died apparently. It doesn't matter. That's not my house.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Okay. You didn't strike me as a man with the patience for that kind of Lego.
No, I'm not. I like Lego, but I definitely don't spend the money on it and build them. No, that's someone else's department. That's someone else's house. Depending on what I'm filming, I might use other people's houses, because my house is not very good. It's a new build, fine, but I haven't done anything with it, so it's just white.
Oh, okay.
That's
it looks like you're in a travel lodge.
It literally looks, so it's not nice to film. So other than these studio shots, I built. That's the benefit of being white. I've just built a little studio area. Great. But yeah, so the Lego stuff isn't mine. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone who thought it was.
Peek behind the curtain there.
It is an extensive collection, it's fair to say, and there are many sets that haven't been built. Right. And Aidan will be absolutely thrilled that we're talking about it, because he loves the stuff.
I had a friend gift me a Porsche 911 Lego Technics set.
Yeah.
And I've told him this already, he knows this. That means the world to me, he bought me that. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It was...
They're quite intricate now, they're amazing.
20 hours to build. There wasn't a surface in my room that didn't have bits of Lego on it while I was building it. Misery.
They're amazing, because you're literally building engines with moving cylinders, and there's diffs and stuff like that. And you've got to hand it to them. That's great,
but that's something I would pay someone to do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think for me, I'd like to have the final thing. I'm not about the building. I just give me the quick shortcut.
I can do Lego. I can do a 2-hour build of a rocket. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But
yes.
Shall that be our final car?
I think that's a good one to call it on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Shout out to the members. If you want to watch an extended ad-free version of this episode, get in the description. Also in the description is a link to the wonderful John's
Thanks for
YouTube
having me,
channel.
guys.
No, thanks so much for coming. It's an absolute honour to have you on.
You must have gone through a big old list of guests before arriving at...
No, you were top of the list.
You've had some good guests, like you've had Richard Porter and stuff like that.
He's fantastic. He can't believe that we'd want him on. He's so humble.
But lovely guy.
Wicked guy. But no, honestly, you've been at the top of my list for a while. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Well, lies, but thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.